All right, let us start.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam, Meenakshi. So let us start. So today is 4th of March 2023, and today is our 144 weekly session. And the topic of today is caring, serving, and healing by sympathy, empathy, and telepathy. So we'll start with that. But before I start with the today's topic, just in general instruction, there are some network issues nowadays. So if you see my video has stopped or the voice audio has stopped, just wait for a few minutes, 1 or 2, it will automatically come back. Then it will restart. And I just normally miss 1 or 2 minutes. Then we can recapitulate. I can, tell that part again. So once if that happens, and nowadays all the video sessions are the Google Meet. They are giving for 1 hour each. Our practice that will have that our satsang, that learning session in one, and then when it will get disconnected, when we come back, we will either we continue question answer few things if it is left out, and then we'll go into our meditation in the second link. So check the link. If it is end of the first hour, like of the session, then you go. That means time is over. But in between, if it happens, that means that there is some network issue. Stay online. So that it will reconnect by itself. No need to go out and all those things. So just be there, it will come back. All right. Fine. So today's topic, as just mentioned, caring, serving, and healing by sympathy, empathy, and telepathy. Okay. So let us first try to just recapitulate, revisit how we show care, how we show somebody we care for you. Normally, it is the way we express our through sympathy, like we are sympathetic to you. It can be expressed in different ways. It can be just giving the company or listening to that person, or and try to console that it's whatever it happened. If it's a pleasant experience, then not much need to be cared about unless a participation. But if it is not so pleasant or something happened which is painful, then normally we tend to give that caring, that the psychological support, or whatever you call it, to express that we care for you and we are there for you. And normally the way we do it, we express our sympathy, like we feel we feel the pain of that person, and it is we sympathize with the person. And this, when we show that sympathy, then we go with the person. We don't go with the cause, because sympathy is given to a person. So if suppose somebody failed an exam, then we feel the sympathy that okay, just back up, next time it will be good, and all. We feel pain for you. That, but we normally don't criticize and don't say that he could have done that way. Then that behavior, it doesn't consider to be caring. That is considered to be lecturing and not being sympathetic enough to understand the pain. Something happened, or suppose somebody went in exam is a little different case because education is involved, and maybe parents have a right to be a little bit strict to the children. So let us drop that example, go for another one. Suppose somebody went into a local train and gone pickpocket happened. and then he lost all his money, and then the people normally keep sympathizing that, and hardly anybody tell that it's a good thing that happened to you, that now you learned a lesson and you will never travel like carelessly and things like that. Normally people don't say that, because this shows that you are not sympathetic enough. It is that person, he is undergoing that loss of his money and in the pickpocket, and you are giving lecture about something, what need to be done and all those kind of things. That's not the time, and that's how the sympathy, our sympathy, expression of sympathy works. It doesn't work to tell the person the truth, rather than to be with the person and be feeling the pain, that, and allow that other person to share his or her pain, etc., etc. So that's how the sympathy works. Now let me come to the level of that what happens here energetically. So if you show caring this way, by sympathy, like feeling the pain, and there is honestly doing it. I'm not saying anybody is faking anything or falsely claiming anything. That is not a sympathy, of course. But if somebody is showing sympathy, then what happens is that you fall into the energy of that person. Like if somebody is feeling pain, then you are also being sympathetic. You are basically taking that energy of the pain towards you as well. You feel the same pain. That's why. And because it is caring and sympathy, people show sympathy, maybe it will give little bit of solace to that person who has undergone that. But if you see, if you watch carefully, this person doesn't recover fast. Like that person, maybe somebody has shown sympathy, but it doesn't go take his or her pain away. It takes quite a long time to get actual, come to a state when it will become a normal again. So maybe 2-3% has shown sympathy, but that actually indirectly, little bit, revisiting that pain, like it is remembering the same thing again and again. More and more persons is, giving that kind of to care, they show the sympathy, and that person is revisiting that pain, so it doesn't go away so quickly. It is up to you to just study it and find out. I'm just telling my observations. I don't see that only showing sympathy that it goes away quickly. That's the fact. So now I'm explaining why that happens. This happens because when we show sympathy, you attract the vibration of that person towards you. So you also get into that that kind of energy, and that's why you feel those kind of pain. In this way, we think that we are helping that person, but and the truth is, it is not the way to help, because the person who is helping should be energetically higher enough to help. If somebody fallen on a ditch, suppose a lot of do some dig excavation they do for road repair and all. If you are in the same level, if the person who has fallen on the deep and the person who tried to rescue also in the dig, then who will help another? You are in the same level. So to help that person who is fallen in the ditch or the dig inside the excavation, that other person has to be at a higher level or outside to pull him out. But if you are on the same level inside, it will be very difficult. Maybe try to push a little bit up and all, but that may not work. So same energetically, that is the same thing with showing caring in this way, through sympathy. Through basically you share example, just to show that you care. You also jumped into the ditch, and now both of you are there inside. Both of you need help to come out. So in this way, it will not be helpful for anyone. So it's just showing care, whether you do sympathetic to the other person will not solve the issue. It will only drag the issue. That's what I have given this example. So that may socially acceptable. Maybe any third party seeing this may be saying, oh, see, that person is so sympathetic, so caring. That's all. But actual help, nothing will happen. So what can be done then? So when it happens that the masters, this is not a new thing. What I'm explaining is thousands of years people are trying to help others, and they are saying that that person is in trouble. I need to do something about it. But in this case, as you pull down your energy while showing sympathy, that the effectiveness that reduces quite some. That other part, the elevated part energetically, is called serving, not caring. Like you like to serve that person, to help that person. Earlier, you care about that person. It is your idea of help that didn't work, because you also become part of that energetic system and sharing the pain and all doing it in this way. So serving means what? Serving means that you can feel everything. I mean, not feel. You just understand the pain of the other person being in his or her shoes. You can understand what that person might be going through, but you don't share the pain. You don't take that energy towards you. Your needs, like in the example of somebody has fallen into the ditch, you understand what kind of trouble that person may be in, what kind of danger that person may be in, but you don't jump therein. You offer your service, not sympathy. Offer your service, give your hand, and then you say, hold my hand, I'll try to pull it out. If you then think that to consider you are not good enough to pull that person one out by yourself, then maybe you call more people, 3-4 people to help. It is a service you are giving to that person. So then you call somebody, maybe 2-3 people, then hold together and bring him out. That is a service. That is the way you can help. Or you may see that it is impossible for somebody, one human being, to just pull by hand and all. Then maybe you think of getting a rope and send the rope in, and then person will hold the rope and come back. If it's too deeper than that, then maybe you will be considering to call the fire service. They come with their what is called ladder, etc., and then so that the person can be helped. Okay, this part. If you go through this route, this is you are serving. You are trying to help that person, but without losing your own energy level and position, fully understanding what the other person is going through. But you are not sharing the pain or the energy of that person. Why? Because you need to protect yourself first before you do something. Just try to help that thing. Like in the first example, you jumped in the ditch. You are saying, "Oh my goodness, what happened to you? Come, wait, I am coming. I will do something. I don't know what's going on." But you jumped, and you need also help, right? In that case, yeah. This logic is very well established that you have to. The person who is offering help should not be another person needs help. So just be careful about that. That is why in the airlines, if you see that it is written that when the pressure drops in the cabin, the oxygen masks fall down, and there it is mentioned, if you're traveling with a child, you put your mask first. Forget about the child for the time being. You put your mask first. You start breathing with oxygen. Then you go and try to help that you're traveling with the child. You help the child now. This particular thing is an empathetic way. You are ready to serve. Earlier, you may be showing care to the child. No, he should get it fast. Why me? I'm an adult. And this is your logic. In this logic, what you are doing is you are, by just showing the sympathy, you are bringing your energy down, and maybe you cannot fix it in the first go, then second and third, and maybe the child will whistle and bustle. You are not getting your oxygen. You may start losing the consciousness. Then neither the child will be helped, and you also need another, help to somebody else to come and help you in this regard. So this I have given two examples of how the caring and sympathy type, that route works, and what serving works. For to serve, you need empathy, not sympathy. Okay. So this empathy, as I mentioned, that you fully understand what the person is going through, but you don't share that feeling or that energy with that person. Okay. You just make sure that you are in a position to help, and that is the way you are serving that person. It is same as the medical profession. There is no point the doctor should take the disease. Doctor should be healthy enough to treat the disease of the patient. Just sharing this energy is not good enough. Then at some point of time, then also that the person who is helping or serving needs the help. So that you have to protect yourself from there. So this is called the caring and serving in this way to others. And sympathy and empathy, I just already explained the difference. So let me say what are the questions written. Human expression of caring others by sympathy, that I explained. Understanding how empathy works, that means that in empathy, as I just mentioned, that that energy exchange doesn't happen. Sharing of the energy doesn't happen. Only understanding happens, that you understand that person of how empathy works, and so that you are able to help. Next is different levels and different ways. Okay. Serving, to be in service or seva bhav, it is a core principle of the spiritual path. So I'll come to the spiritual part a little later. First, serving, as I mentioned, serving means simply in the normal case, you are helping someone. This helping become a service when you don't expect anything in return. If you're helping somebody with the expectation that some other day that person will give it back to you, or doing that help, he will charge something. It may not be money on all the time. It can be just you wanted to, be in control of the person, or that person should be obligated to you, if consciously or subconsciously. These are the playing in your mind or your intention to help that person are these. Then that is not a service. Okay, this is a transaction. It is a deal. It is not a service. Okay. Service is always that when there is a need of that person, you're meeting the need without bringing your need into it. So the empathy situation, you are not exchanging your energy per se. You understand that what that person is needed, and you are giving because you have something what can be offered to help that person, and leave it there. That is a service. Okay. Now in this, that is a service means in the human term, but services, the word has been used in many places. Like doing a job is also service. Of course, you have to charge money for that, because that is a paid service. And what I'm talking of, this is a serving others, which is not being paid. It is just you are giving some help to others. That is called service, in this context, in the human context. But as I mentioned, service has been any kind of work you do, that is also, given as a service. There is other meaning of the word, but we are not going into that word. How long is your service? How many years your service is left? Or are you in a defense service? So don't go into that. Those are services, but not in that sense. But strictly, if you go as per seva, you are doing the seva of others. So I'm basically, because English is there is no first, there are distinct words for these two, so it's all service. But what I'm saying is service. What I mean here, I'm discussing here is about seva. I'm not talking about a job. I'm talking about seva, job, or the what is called jivika, like whatever we do for earn a living. I'm not talking about that service. I'm talking about the seva. So that is a distinction between these two. So now in seva can be done in a different manner, different ways. Seva means you are trying to help others. So only you will be able to help if you have it. If you don't have something, how can you give it? It is very simple. So you cannot give somebody else something what you don't have. You can pretend, but you cannot actually do seva. You can do, seva for that one. So from this angle, if you see that what seva can be done, and all those things, many people say do seva, but they don't have a time, or don't have enough money for the charity, or they wanted to do for a long time, but the other party, they don't find anybody else who truly deserves seva. Okay, so because there is nobody is so deserving for your service, so then they could not do that. Unfortunately, you cannot make it happen. So this logic you might have heard many times. That is also quite possible, quite common. But actual that seva, as I mentioned in the beginning, it should be unconditional. Nothing to expect in return. You are just helping in the sake of helping, and you will give something what you have. It not necessarily. I think there was some network issues. We got back. I hope all of you can listen. Listen clearly now. Last, there's a few 30 seconds or so, it was off. Anyway, I'll continue. So this, what you have, only that you can give. So it not necessarily, give some patient some food or something, etc. That is, if you that kind of definition you have about the seva, it is some of them, but not all of them. Seva can be done in multiple ways, in many ways. You can give your time to somebody. You can listen to somebody's about, what the person is to try to say. So, or you can give some kind of advice. You can share some knowledge, but while sharing the advice, make sure it is solicited advice. I mean, that person wants your advice. Don't give unsolicited advice to anyone. Nobody likes it. Means don't give a lecture because you have a lot of knowledge. So you give a lecture to other persons. Please don't do that. Nobody likes that kind of thing. there are some network issues. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I changed that network from the house Wi-Fi to my mobile network, which is direct. Hopefully, it will work now without interruption. I hope so. Let's see. All right, we'll continue. So we will. So what I was explaining, the different types of service. So the service can be not only is that you're actually doing some work for others, physical work for others, or it is but paying some money in the charity or something like that. The service can be at different types. You can share your knowledge, you can give advice to someone, you can help someone to get somebody something treated or something reference to someone else. All this can be done, and this can be, or simply you can provide the support system necessary for the person, without necessarily interacting. Like somebody cannot go and visit a doctor, you provide your car and all those things. So those are the kind of service that you can give. There is a multiple way to provide your service to others. So basically, that the way you help in different way. So it is not necessarily you need to physically help or monetarily help, or you can do a lot of other ways also to help others too. So, or it may be teaching. You teach somebody some kind of skill so that that person is can stand on his feet and he can earn on his own, and this kind of things. So those all are become the part of the service. So, and whichever way the person is helped, and that is the service is all about. That is what the service is considered as your offer of help to others. So these are the different ways of this serving others. So now let me go to the next way, the spiritual healing techniques. So now, further, what is the further higher level than that? Higher level than that is, I already have completed explaining caring, and and caring means that you are just sharing the burden but not actually helping to the person to come out of it. Serving is actually helping to come out of it and try to do something. But this kind of this kind of service, this kind of help, normally it is a affair for few times, shorter time, unless until that person is your direct family member or somebody like that. So somebody is not well, you can just go and show the doctor, etc. But you cannot continue to do this kind of service for a long time for anybody else. That is not possible. So healing is the it is approaching the issue from the other side, like a higher side, and try to energetically reduce that burden on that person, maybe disease or any other pain undergoing. If you can reduce that pain or that discomfort, or not having to lead the normal life or something, and energetically if you can improve the energy of that person, or reduce the pain, then you come to the level of healing. So healing means that you are energetically approaching the situation I hope we are back again. So I think I could not hear anything in last 2 minutes or maybe 3 minutes, but now we will resume. So looks like there is a multiple disruptions. So go into too much of detail. So we'll just let me conclude to little quicker. So healing, I was mentioning what is the healing? Healing is just energetically bring balance to that the person, to that who needs help, the undergoing pain of any sort. It's all about the energy imbalance. So when that balance of that energy is restored, like it is like I normally give example of a guitar. A guitar has some strings, and maybe if all if some of the string or one of the string is not very well tuned, then music will not come out. But when it is well tuned, music will automatically come. So healing means energetically you give that whatever the level that person needs it, energy wise, then whatever be the disease or what discomfort or pain will go automatically go away. This process of restoring the balance of the energy is called healing. So it is normally you have to give some energy from outside to restore the balance, and best way to do that is to raise the vibration. Wherever the person is that undergoing, you normally fall into the disease or pain or anything because our vibration has gone down. That's why something else, some negativity from outside or maybe from our own mind, we are fear and all is taking over us. The moment you raise the vibration, then those kinds of things will automatically go, or you will have a power to take them out on your own. Okay? This process is healing. So this kind of energy transfer can happen in multiple ways. We do a lot of spiritual practices. We do Kriya, etc. It raises our vibration. Through meditation, we calm down our mind so that our fear and other things, that our ego doesn't control us. So that way also we come to a level where we can gain our own vibration much faster. If you go thoughtless state and remain there, and so that is called Turiya healing. Like in thoughtless state, if you go, it automatically heals your body. If you take 3:2 stomach breathing, like that is called healing breath. That is a cosmic rhythm. If you breathe in that way, automatically your physical body gets healed. So there are many healing techniques. So the one particularly we will discuss here is about the healing by the masters, like what they do. Time of your initiation of Kriya, that you have been given Shaktipat, no? That so that the thumb on your third eye. So when a master puts his thumb on your third eye, that is a way that basically the master channels the energy, the divine energy, through him, and then pass it on to thumb to you, to your Sushumna Nari, and the whole channel is opened up. So this process, so that is of Shaktipat, means sending energy that is particular in the chakras. But if all of us, our healing chakras are in the center of our palm. So when we do, spiritual practices, this gets opened up automatically, and energy start flowing. You can feel, many of you, I'm sure you have felt it during our sessions or any other time. Even in fact, end of the session, we say, now you bless, you want to send healing to someone, you bless that person in front of you and bless. That means from here, your energy will go there to that person. This technique, what is used for that healing, what I just told you, that is telepathy. That the person is not present. No, you are just intending that to send that to person, so that energy automatically goes from here. But you meditated here, you have done here. So you meditated here. If you do this from here, it automatically goes to the person. The energy flows. That is a standard. The principle of energy flow energy flows where your intention is, where your focus is, no matter where you are physically present, doesn't matter. Wherever you will focus, energy will go there. And the difference between your healing by somebody, this telepathic, like the person is not present, it's a remote healing, and healing, try to healing someone and by the master. Only difference is master can channel huge amount of energy, at any given point of time, because his system is clean. All her, like mind is, of course, is no thought, and then the emotional body is clean, then higher body, spiritual body is the clean, and it is fully tuned with the divinity. So that person, by sheer intention, the huge energy flows to the master, and then the master just put the intention to put that energy to somebody. That's good enough. Energy will go there telepathically. Okay. So if you, I'm sure that you remember that some of you, when you asked to heal someone, maybe some of the relative or something, I asked two things. I asked, what is the name of that person? And present location, where the city or locality or wherever the person is currently located. Why? Because when I will send the energy, the channeled energy, the energy where it will reach, I need to know so that we can send it there. So you need the name and the location, which part of the globe the person currently is. That's why these two things are asked. In this process, this healing, you may notice that I never asked the full detail. Somebody may be sick or hospitalized, and I never asked the medical history and report and all those things, because those are not necessary. Okay. What was the problem? It is not necessary. Ultimately, it is all about some lack in the energy, some fall in the energy, some negativity energy has taken over or something like that. The balance has gone. So it is all about getting balance back, and only that we need that energy. So you just top up the energy, the person that gets healed on his or her own. So that is how the healing is done. And this method, through intention, sending the energy, that's what it goes there telepathically. So that's how we do the healing through telepathy, just by our intention and the person, name of the person, and where it is going. You just, that is good enough to reach that particular energy to that person, and that way the person gets healed. So I'm getting some notification. That's not much time left. So if you have any questions, so please go ahead and raise your hand, or just show up the video and ask your question. Anyone, any question? Maybe you have 5-6 minutes left. So yes, Vikas.
I have one question. I just want if you can explain again the difference between service and empathy. Hello, I'm audible.
Okay. What is the person going? Sharing the person's pain. So you can understand the situation in that person's shoes, but not sharing the energy. Okay, that is called empathy.
RPA, your video got stalled.
During service,
your video
what
got
you need
stalled.
is not sympathy. You need empathy, so that you can understand. I cannot hear you. I think it is breaking. Can you repeat, Vikas?
Your video got stalled, so I could not. I don't know about others, but I could not hear. Initially, you started explaining. Hello.
Yes, sir. Please repeat. I also couldn't understand.
Can you repeat, please?
Hello.
Can you repeat, please, RPA? Video was stalled in between.
Okay. Okay, fine. I just said that to serve others, you don't need sympathy, you need empathy. Empathy means that you can understand what the person is going through. You can understand being in that person's shoes, that what kind of situation, what kind of things he or she may be needing, but not necessarily sharing the pain, not necessarily energetically involved into it. If you're energetically involved, that becomes your sympathy, not empathy. So for serving others, you need empathy, not sympathy. If somebody is feeling pain, somebody's father has expired, and you are trying to show sympathy, you are also crying with that person, then that will not make much difference to that other person. But if you try to serve that person, maybe you will just try to give him some of the advices, consoling something that may be helpful for that person. So that is you are coming from empathy point of view, means you yourself is not dragging your own grief into this, so that you are not there, you are outside that, and then you are trying to help that person. So that is the basic difference between sympathy and empathy. For serving others, you need empathy. All right, Vikas?
Sir, what is the difference between empathy and sympathy? Please, can
Okay.
you explain
Anybody
it more
else? Any
clearly?
other question? Yes, Kavita, go ahead.
Sir, can you please explain it with example? Empathy and
Yes,
sympathy.
Kavita.
What is the difference? Sir, what is the difference between these two, empathy and sympathy? Can you explain it more clearly? How our energy is involved when we are expressing sympathy and
I cannot. Voice is breaking. Can you repeat one more?
sir, what is the difference between empathy and sympathy? How our energy is involved while expressing sympathy? Sir, can you hear me? It's showing the meeting is going to end in 5 minutes.
Kavita ji, I think it is better if you type it out and so that sir can see the message easily. Because he's again, I think he is disconnected from the meeting. So
Okay.
if you type out your question, no, it'll be easier for him to see it maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
अभी अभी बोलिए मैम सर हैज जॉइंड
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, how our energy
Yes,
is
Kavita.
involved?
Yeah. Last.
Sir, what is the difference
Yeah.
between
Go ahead,
sympathy
please.
and empathy? How our energy is involved in it?
No. Sympathy is energy is involved. Sharing the pain is involved. Empathy, sharing the pain is not involved. You understand, but not sharing the energy. Okay, that's what I was explaining the earlier first
Just
part of
like
my this.
the nurse and patient relation.
Yeah.
They are doing their service, what they need to do, but they don't have sympathy, something like that. When the doctor is doing surgery, he's doing out of
Yeah.
empathy and not sympathy.
Empathy. Empathy means trying to help that person, not feeling the pain of that person.
Okay.
Doctor knows what needs to be done, but no need to share the pain. That way you cannot help.
Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you.
that is the main difference. Okay. God bless you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Nirupam here.
Yes, Nirupam.
I would like to share one example with my experience regarding the sympathy and empathy. So, some time back, I visited Tata Memorial Cancer Hospital, Tata Memorial Hospital in Mumbai, and I felt a lot of sympathy and pain of the for the all the patients there. That was natural reaction. So all the patients were there. Then this point I discussed with RPA. So yeah, I am feeling sympathy and I am feeling lot of, I am sending energy and I am feeling also their pain. So that is there. Then RPA advised that that is good. You feel the sympathy, but if you feel the sympathy, then you will get their pains also. So you will attract their energy. Instead of that, you send the energy without feeling the pain. So that is the empathy actually. He clarified to me that way. So then I started sending the energy without getting involved in their pain actually. So that I would like to share.
And that is very difficult, sir. When we see others in pain, we feel it actually.
Yeah.
So that is the practice we do so that we don't go into that. We try to help others, no, not be the part of the pain. So that will not help. That is our common understanding. I can understand from where it is coming, but that will not help the patient or the person. So you need to be outside able to help the others.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, I think this time is coming. God bless you. This time of this particular link is expiring, so I will send you another link. So and please join there for then we'll start our Kriya and meditation in the new link. Okay. So just if somebody has any last, no, I don't think that it will. The call is about to end. All right. Okay. See you in the other link. Okay. All right. God bless you.
Sir, while others are joining, can I ask you one question?
All right. I think only half of the people has joined back. Maybe somebody is still trying. So any one of you have any question, you can feel free
Sir,
to ask now. Meanwhile, let the
sir,
people join. Then
sir, I
yes.
want to ask one thing. Sir, while doing prayer, we do by heart. Then, while healing others, why you are saying that we should do it with empathy, not sympathy? Uh, Sir, I hope you understand what I mean.
I cannot hear properly. Can
Sir, while doing prayers,
Say
we
it again.
while we are doing prayers, we do it by heart through feelings. Without feelings, the prayer won't be answered.
Prayer is completely different thing. Prayer is not the topic for today. Prayer is completely
No,
different thing. Yeah?
I want to say it while healing others, why feelings shouldn't be involved. That's what I wanted to ask. Sir, are you getting me?
While
While healing
healing
others,
others,
why feelings shouldn't be involved.
Guruji, she is asking while healing others, why our feeling should not be
and
involved.
again voice is
We are
cutting.
healing
Sorry,
without
you
feeling.
write that your healing others. What the healer?
Why the healer should not involve his feeling while healing others.
What the healers? Okay, I could not get it. Sorry. You post that in the group. I will respond to that. Okay. In the WhatsApp group, I will respond to that question. Okay, you have given a chat. While healing others, why feeling should not be involved? Yes. Okay. Now I got your question. If your feeling is involved, there you are sharing that kind of energy that you will not be in a position to help that person. Like, because if your feeling is involved, you'll share the pain, and if yourself is getting pain, then how can you help that person to come out of it? You will be in a position when only when you are not into that person's I give an example of falling into a ditch. Yeah. So if you feeling is same that you fall into that particular hole or dig, you will not be able to help that person. So you have to be outside that to help. So that is the logic. Okay, Kavita.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. It's clear now.
Okay. All right. So now I think, yeah, most of the people have now joined. So, Shreyashi, you raise your hand. You have any question?
Yes, Guruji. Actually, I wanted to ask, like when we are healing, um, sending healing
Yes, go
energy
ahead.
to sending healing energy to others. Does
Shreyashi, I'm not getting it.
I'll type.
I'm not getting. The voice is breaking. Can you write the question, please, like a chat, briefly? Today, network is trying to take test of our patience. So that is also a spiritual practice. We'll take it in this session. Okay, Shreshi's question has come. When we send healing energy, does the receiver's level of vibration depend if they receive or not? Oh, yes. So there will be some minimum level of vibration that person needs to be in to receive that the healing energy. So, and that is the reason it is important for who is receiving the healing also try to do something, raise the vibration, come to a level so that he or she in a position to receive the healing, particularly where heavy energy is coming. Then the minimum level of vibration needed to receive that. Otherwise, it will overflow. Like it will not been absorbed properly. This particular issue to understand because people logic works the other way around, because who needs most, how that person will receive less, he needs most. is not about the need that determines that issue. It is about, let me give an example. It will be clear why we need that. You have a pan, you have a vegetable. Suppose you are preparing vegetable curry. So you put oil and everything and cut the vegetable, put the vegetable in there with, what is called the salt and turmeric or whatever. And even the oil is there, vegetable is there, you're trying to, cook for the long time. But nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Because the ingredients are correct, whatever you put in is correct, but the cooking is still not happening because your pan is not heated enough. It needs a minimum certain temperature for cooking to happen, the frying to happen, or some whatever that particular process needs to go ahead. It needs a particular kind of heat needed. Unless until the pan itself is heated enough, cooking will not happen, or it will take a very long time. Suppose you have to raise that the heating, but heating is half. The cooking may take, instead of 10 minutes cooking, may 10 thing to happen. If it is below a certain level of heating, like I say room temperature, you put the pan in the room temperature, no matter what ingredient you put, no matter how much oil you put, cooking will never happen. So it will still remain there as it is. And now you correlate the ingredient and something for cooking needed is the energy given by the master. But your pan, the level of heating is not up to a certain level. The cooking will not happen. You will not get the... So that is the understanding. That is how it works. So to answer specifically in this background, this context, then you understand that when we send healing energy, receiver level or certain vibration is needed to receive it. Now, how it matters? Higher the vibration of the receiver, faster is the manifestation of the healing. When somebody himself or herself is very high vibrating, very high, then master can heal maybe in minutes. But somebody may take hours, somebody may take days, somebody may take weeks. Because their own vibration is not supporting. It keep going, but their not own vibration is not allowing that. Only thing is a matter of time. It takes very long time. The example I have given for the cooking. Okay. So that answers your question, Sreyashi?
Yes, Guruji.
All right. Okay. God bless you. Uma has written, Guruji is conveying to us to be part of the solution. Okay. All right. So that is what Uma is sharing. All right. Yeah. So Uma, you have any question on that, or it is you are sharing your observation? Okay. Good. And also I ask, because Nirupam, what his experience, his own personal experience is absolutely on the dot. He experienced both, with sympathy, without sympathy, and things. So is he there? Nirupam? Can you share, because last time when you shared, there was a lot of interruptions. Can you share you again? It looks like it is better now.
Yeah.
Can you share your experience again?
Yeah, actually, when I was feeling sympathy initially, and I was feeling a lot of pain actually, and that was very observing, and I was feeling I was doing something very good actually. I was feeling like that. But when I talked to you and you said, no, you should not get involved into their pain, then I really discovered actually I was feeling low actually. It was disturbing. It was bringing my energy down. And it was quite intense actually. It was my personal experience, and my very close relative was involved, and then I was also that time emotionally I was very involved in the situation. So then I came out of it, and when I started sending empathy, my own energy level improved actually. I was feeling very nice that I am sending the energy. So that was not there when sympathy was. I was sending the sympathy, I was feeling low. But when I started sending the empathy and I am sending energy so that they get healed up, they feel better, then I also felt better actually. So that is my experience.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Nirupam. Now I'll give you one final tip. Okay, suppose you gone someplace which is full of negativity. So forget about the patient and all, because patient can't help it. They are in that particular vibration anyway. So I'm not talking specifically about that kind of visit to a clinic or hospital or something. Suppose you enter to a place where there is a lot of negativity in that some area, or people fighting with each other and this and that and all this energy of that. You try to help, but you cannot do much. So in that situation, what you do, you've gone there, you cannot just go and run away from there, because you have to go through that. It is a lot of anger. You can understand, fighting, a lot of shouting, and a lot of all these kind of things are going on. My advice is, and this is equally true for if it is like a clinic, hospital, or mental hospital, or some place you are visiting like that. When you enter there, be with your breath awareness, your own breath. You just be aware of your breath, the time you spend there. This is the biggest shield you have, and this is you need. It's called Vaira Mudra. Vaira Mudra is when you put that Vaira Mudra, nothing can do anything. Even you can stop any kind of black magic coming to you. If you are in a Vaira Mudra. Okay. So if you go some place which is energetically it's not good, or maybe it's tending to keep your vibration down, or some fear is there in the atmosphere, or uncomfortable stuff, heavy energy is there, dark energy kind of stuff, you do Vaira Mudra, your own breath awareness. To go there, spend any time, half an hour, 1 hour, but be aware of your own breath. Not necessarily 3:2 stomach breathing you have to do, and whatever breathing you are doing, at least be aware of it. There's a Vaira Mudra. So you be in the Vaira Mudra to do that. When we do channel healing, when the masters channel healing to others, they are always in Vaira Mudra. Okay, that's why it doesn't touch them. There is no rebuff of the energy, or return of the energy, or reaction of that kind of sort. It doesn't touch them, because they are your own system. Okay, Seema, you are writing, Yuji, can we inform the person to whom we are sending healing? Just a moment. And they are also the same frequency when you say, so that they are, yes, you can. Yes, Seema, you can.
Okay.
In fact, I would say you take permission from that person, whether the person likes to get healed or not. So many times what happens is, if the person is not willing to get healed and you are just sending some energy, it may not reach. The willingness should be there equally from the other side. And if that other person, to whom you have very good question, Seema, if the other person is trying to do something, some meditation, some kind of kriya to raise his or her own vibration at the time of healing, that would be excellent. That way it will help much, greater. When you see the difference presence, if some master is going, so what happens is, other person, when visiting some person, say, suppose the person is a patient, person cannot do anything to raise the vibration to receive the healing.
Right.
What it does, when the master goes there, the master changes the environment, his own vibration into the space, and when anybody enters into that space, automatically high into that vibration, and then healing is much faster. That's why when physically, if your master goes there and send you the healing, or just perform the healing, that will be fantastic. It will go instantly. It will work without anything to do from who is receiving the healing, because this other person has automatically come to the higher vibration because of the presence of a master. But if the master is not present, then it is better you you tell that person to do some practice to raise the vibration so that he or she is in a position to get maximum benefit. Healing energy will go anyway, but to receive it, to absorb it like a sponge, if you raise the vibration higher, then you will receive maximum amount of energy and heal much faster. Okay, Sima?
Thank you. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Sir, what is Bhairav Mudra?
God bless you. Just I explained. I will not repeat. Yeah. Be in the breath awareness. That is Vaira Mudra. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Fine. Now let us go into our Kriya and meditation. So already you have some good amount of discussion on this. So just sit straight. And breathe in and breathe out a few times to relax yourself. When I'm doing this, Babaji is telling me to inform you one more point, so I'll share that first before we go into our Kriya. But Babaji is telling that exactly the same way you can, suppose you don't have the presence of a master immediately in front of you, and still how you can raise your vibration to that level. For that, you just simply do pray. You pray, prayer gets you connected. Suppose you're praying to Babaji, you get connected with Babaji during that time, and your energy will automatically goes higher, and you will be able to receive that healing much, much better way, in addition to whatever you are doing. Okay. So if you connect with any master at the time of healing, then your healing gets much, much, much faster. You will be able to get the benefit, reap the benefit much faster. And that is the advantage of just praying and to any master. Basically, it develops the energy bridge with that master, so that you will automatically raise your vibration based on that particular thing. So that's what Babaji asked me to share with you. I shared. So we'll continue with that.
Guruji, one more thing. This is when you are doing healing of somebody, or no, this point is not
No,
clear.
you are asking healing. No, you are asking healing.
When we are asking healing, okay, for ourselves.
Yeah. If you are master, you are raised. Yeah, that time, if the healer, suppose they cannot do anything, they physically cannot perform any kriya or any other thing, at least that person should pray and connect to the master so that the energy automatically goes high. Okay?
Thank you, Guru. Understood.
Okay. All right. So, fine. So then we'll get, we'll go for 3 Om chanting. Take a deep breath in for 3 Om chanting. Now, Guru Vandana. Akhandamandalakaram Vyacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tashmai Shri Guruve Namah Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnanakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Guruve Namah Tashmai Shri Guruve Namah. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.